The Distinguished Visitor Program was launched in 2011 as a way of connecting emerging and established leaders in public service with our campus here at Stanford. We now have had 12 cycles of distinguished visitors, representing a broad range of pathways in public service and a broad range of issue areas.
We merged the Distinguished Visitor Program along with the Social Entrepreneurs in Residence program this last summer. We wanted to expose our students to more opportunities to engage with our social entrepreneurs in residence. The partnership with the Door School came about as we were exploring opportunities for who our distinguished visitors should be.
The partnership with the Haas Center for Public Service and the Distinguished Visitors Program has been so tremendous for the program on social entrepreneurship because it has allowed a deeper connection with the center on campus that is actually providing opportunities for students to go into public service.
This program has been very aligned with the mission and vision of the Door School because one of the main elements of the Door School is to bring visibility and pay attention to the question of environmental justice. By having frontline people who are addressing the problems of sustainability directly, bringing the perspectives to the life of the students is a very significant component of the enrichment of the education that we provide in this place.
This program has been able to illuminate for students the impact that can be achieved through careers in public service and has given them role models for what this impact might look like. Our current quartet of visitors is a wonderful group of social entrepreneurs that work at the frontiers of community development and environmental justice.
I've been thinking a lot about how food justice connects with environmental justice. And so I've been working with different student groups as well as professors and just having a multitude of conversations to really think about how these two things intersect.
The students have offered some insight about why we experience some of the challenges we do, but then also looking at how to highlight the short-term solutions that we provided in the community. Most of the work we do it's not even known, which is why their project, the impact report, has been so helpful, is because we actually have been identifying areas where not just what we need to highlight, but then also to make sure that folks in the community and even folks outside the community are aware of it.
What I've learned from the students is that there's a real sense of urgency for the work they're trying to do. Combining environmental justice with social justice, the urgency of climate change, the need for social cohesion in our public spaces, the priority that the students place on these very fundamental facets of civil society are at a whole nother level than generations before. And it's very inspiring to know that our work supports that.
I was very surprised to learn that even in East Palo Alto, people didn't understand what climate change was. And also, there weren't any programs, there weren't any materials, communications to the community about the impacts of climate change. So I saw a gap and I wanted to fill it. And I did that by working with not only the city, but also the community leaders, building up a climate change community team within the community. And then from there on, the community had a space or had a table where they can participate when there are projects related to climate change and their community.
This program is really good about connecting you to not only different departments on campus, but also with the neighbors and with other groups that are doing really meaningful work in this area and in this region. It's an extraordinary opportunity to not only be in community with the students in our class, but also continue to explore and understand different topics because of the wealth of research and knowledge that's here on campus.
This class is such a tremendous opportunity for our students to be able to bridge the theory that they're learning and their education with the practice of how these skills play out in real life. We are training students in real life skills like fundraising, measuring impact, storytelling skills that they will be able to take into their jobs in the real world, whether they want to be a volunteer, a donor, a board member, or actually start a nonprofit themselves.
I've known Violet through working on community engaged projects, but that was my time to sit down and listen to Violet on what goes on behind the scenes. What are the challenges of running a nonprofit? How can data support the nonprofit's goals? One thing that I took away from that class is how can I be a better researcher, having that shared goal of serving communities.
And I feel like this class is such a perfect opportunity for me to learn more about social entrepreneurship and learn more about the ways that I can expand the initiatives I'm currently working on. Being able to be here and learn from not just Kathleen, who is our professor, but also from the distinguished fellows telling us about their stories and how they built organizations to support and serve the people in their communities is so powerful. And I feel like that's something that I can't find anywhere else.
I think this is the first class that showed me that there was actually a way to go about social entrepreneurship and about nonprofits in general. There's so much to be said about the methodical nature of building an NGO and of making sure that it works accordingly and it maintains the integrity of its agenda to really aid the people that it's out there to aid.
Me and my team members are creating a social impact report for Belhaven Action. It's the first one that they've done. And so we're essentially looking at the history of Belhaven Action, the things that they've done for the community and the residences. Really, we're looking to see how many residents have been served by these projects, what has the impact of these projects been.
Violet and the other visitors also came to speak at the RAISE Fellowship. So it's like a graduate program for PhD students. And so students who are specifically interested in community engaged research also got mentorship from them and how to best kind of engage with community partners in our research.
It is a very special opportunity to have a space a little removed from work, but to be able to talk about the work, the work of community building, the work of environmental justice, the conversations with the students, the potential collaboration with different staff and faculty, and just the overall increasing awareness of the work that we do.
I am grateful that I've been in a place where there are people who think the same way that I do and also have a very unique way of looking at short-term and long-term solutions for communities that have been impacted in a negative way.
It has provided me time and space to think, but also to learn from other distinguished visitors as well as students and professors here on campus.
It was an amazing opportunity, especially teaching a class at Stanford. I always say that I would never be a teacher because I don't have enough patience. But I learned a lot. I learned a lot from students.
Our distinguished visitors have also brought incredible perspectives and expertise that has often informed the way that we have evolved our programming, and it has been wonderful to partner with a range of departments and units across Stanford to be able to connect our visitors with the range of educational and research expertise that Stanford has to offer.